In this video, we're going to show you the 3 best active dynamic microphones. We're also going to explain what an active dynamic microphone is compared to a more popular traditional passive dynamic microphone. We're going to explain how they work, how you power them. Then we're going to walk through all 3 microphones so you can see and hear them as we talk about the features of each, so you can make a decision as to whether or not this is something that you want in your home studio. If you are looking for pricing or specs for anything that you see in this video, we have links to everything that you see in this video down in the description below, where you can find everything here from a variety of online retailers to make sure that you are getting the best price possible. Okay, first of all, let's talk about how a passive dynamic microphone works, because that'll help set the stage for us talking about active dynamic microphones. So what is a passive dynamic microphone? I'd say 99% of all dynamic microphones on the market are passive. This means they don't require external power like 48 volts of phantom power. If you do give them 48 volts of phantom power, it's a phantom. It doesn't affect the microphone in any way. A lot of people are paranoid about damaging the microphone. Most modern, balanced, passive, dynamic microphones are completely unaffected by phantom power. They don't sound better. They don't sound worse. They're not louder. They're not quieter. It's a phantom. It doesn't affect the microphone in any way. Now, with a passive dynamic microphone like the Shure SM7B, one drawback is that it's a very manual process to generate voltage out of this microphone. There's a diaphragm that pushes a coil around a magnet. It's a really mechanical process. It consumes a lot of energy. So for that reason, you often have to add a lot of gain from your preamp. And if you don't have a high quality preamp, you end up with a quiet microphone and it doesn't sound good. Because that's such an issue, there are all types of mic activators and mic boosters: the Cloud Lifter, the SE Electronics Dynamite, the Fethead, or the Coda Stealth. All of these basically add 20 to 28 dB of clean gain to a dynamic microphone. And how it works is you need to power these external mic boosters, mic activators, or inline preamps. They have all kinds of different names. So you use external 48 volts of phantom power to power a mic booster in order to get your passive dynamic microphone up to the level where you need it to be. And this is the way it's been for quite a while. Lately, there's been a new generation of microphones coming out that basically have combined the mic activator with a dynamic microphone, and you would call this an active dynamic microphone, because now it requires external power to supply the internal preamp on the microphone to do that heavy lifting for you. So it's basically taking a passive dynamic microphone and combining it with an inline mic preamp. Now, the only downside of using an active dynamic microphone that has a built-in mic preamp is it's not as modular. You can imagine in a studio like ours, we have 15, 20, 30 microphones here, and it's nice to be able to mix and match different mic boosters with different microphones. If you get an active dynamic microphone, they're married together. You're not going to break this open and try to separate the mic booster. It's all one, so maybe you're not getting the best value. That being said, you will often get better value with a packaged active microphone rather than getting a passive microphone like the SM7B, then needing to get more XLR cables to connect everything together and your inline mic booster. So for that reason, an active dynamic microphone is often a better value if you only have the need for one microphone, like if you're a streamer or a podcaster or something like that, and you're not in a true musician's home studio where you're consistently mixing and matching microphones all the time. So that's the story of how an active dynamic microphone came on the market over the last couple of years. Now let's walk through my 3 favorite examples of an active dynamic microphone. All right, the first example here is the Blue Sona. This is made by Logitech. It's a great little microphone. You can see everything about it here is designed to compete with the Shure SM7B that I was using at the first part of this video. It sounds very similar in some ways. I think it has a worse pop filter and a couple other issues, but in terms of overall usability, it has very similar features, like it has a yoke-based mounting system. It has built-in cable management where the cable comes out kind of nicely from the microphone. There are switches under this back cover plate on the back, so you can do a low cut or a mid boost, depending on what you want to do. Personally, I always leave the switches on the microphone flat because I can get more detailed changes on my own after when I'm editing everything, but it is there if you are just looking for a quick one and done solution. This is on the pricier end for the features compared to these other 2 models that we have, But this is a great microphone. It looks good, it has replaceable windscreens for it, and it's pretty good value. It does have that built-in mic booster, so you do need to give it 48 volts of phantom power, but then you won't require as much gain. This means that you can use a less expensive audio interface or audio mixer if you want to use the blue Sona. Next, we have the Aston Stealth. To my knowledge, this is the first active microphone that came on the scene a couple years ago. It's really cool. Unlike the blue Sona, you don't have to use the internal mic preamp. So if you're using an older audio interface or audio mixer that doesn't have phantom power built into it, you can leave the phantom power on your audio mixer turned off, and this will just run in passive dynamic mode. So it'll just be quieter. But if you do supply this microphone with external power from a 48 volt power supply from your audio interface or mixer, it activates the internal microphone preamp, and you need much less gain now in order to make this microphone work. This microphone, unlike the blue Sona, also has 4 different voicing modes, which is pretty cool. It has 2 different voice modes, a guitar, and then what they call deep. This is really good, so you can pick your profile as to what suits you the best. There are more mic reviews that go more in depth of these voice modes, so I'll leave it to those videos. We might make one on our own, but for the brevity of this video, we just want to show you this microphone and let you hear how it sounds on its default V1 setting. Now, a couple things I don't love about this microphone for live streaming and podcasting, just the overall ergonomics and look of it. Looks are really important in those environments. The cable just kind of sticks roughly out the back, and it's mounted more like a RE20 where it's end mounted rather than yoke mounted. In my experience, this means that it's a little bit less flexible on something like a boom arm, or you just have to work with it because the center of gravity is off a little bit compared to a nice yoke-based mounting system on the blue Sona. Other than that, I've had nothing but compliments when I've used this in videos or live streams or video conferences or online meetings or anything like that. This microphone, of course, does sound great. Aston did a really good job. And this is, to the best of my knowledge, the first active dynamic microphone that came out onto the market. Next, we have the SE Electronics Dynacaster. I love this microphone. This is my favorite out of these 3 active dynamic microphones for a lot of reasons. To me, this microphone really just glues together and solves all the problems of all dynamic microphones in every category, especially if you're looking to use this for podcasting, live streaming, online meetings, anything like that, where you're just at a computer and you just want to buy one microphone and you're looking for an all-in-one, one-and-done solution. The SE Electronics Dynacaster is for you. I love everything about this microphone. At first glance, the looks are awesome. I like the little touch of red, but it's overall black. It blends in. It's kind of discreet looking. The yoke mounting system is really clever. It's unique. It's not a full yoke like the blue Sona or the SM7B, but it is really functional when it's on a stand like this or if it's on a boom arm. It's not so big like the Aston Stealth. It's quite a bit smaller. It's more space compact. It has a built-in cable management system so you can discreetly run your cables a little bit better. And on the back of this microphone, you get 6 different voice modes. So on the low end, you can keep it flat, you can do a low cut, or you can do a low boost. So if you really want that big AM radio authoritative voice that some people do desire, you can achieve that by just doing a low boost on it. On the upper end of the frequency spectrum, you can go flat, you can have a slight boost, or you can have a really big boost. So again, if you are looking for that one and done solution, I would say that this microphone is really good value compared to buying something like the Shure SM7B with an inline mic booster, but also you can be really confident that you're going to be able to adjust these switches to get it dialed into your voice exactly how you need it to be. So really, when one of my friends come to me and they say that they're really serious about, getting into podcasting or live streaming, some people just want to get the Shure SM7B because it's the Shure SM7B and everybody has one. If I have a friend that can get over that, I recommend the Dynacaster to them for a couple of reasons. 1, it has 6 different voice modes that they can get into. 2, you don't need an external power amp or anything. It's really simple. 3, it's good looking. And 4, it has a bunch of mounting options. It looks good on a boom arm, on a mic stand, in a variety of configurations, high, low, hung over your head. Whatever you're trying to do with this, it does sound good and is really versatile for most voices. Some microphones only appeal to some types of voices, but with the 6 switches on the back of the Dynacaster, you will be able to dial in your voice and get the setting out of it that you're looking for. And now we're back on the Shure SM7B, just so you can reset your audio palette and as we compared all these microphones so you can compare them more easily. So just to go over it, an active dynamic microphone is awesome because it basically takes a standard dynamic microphone, gives you an inline booster, and you can save a lot of money and get a lot better value with less complexity, less points of failure, less cables, all that stuff. Neat and tidy and one and done. Now, the blue Sona is really good. I think it's a little pricey for what you get from it, but it is designed to compete with the Shure SM7B. It has a nice, beautiful yoke mounting system. It looks good on camera, and it sounds pretty good for the price. It's backed by Logitech, so you know that they're around for a long time. Next, the Aston Stealth was really the first in this category. It's a great sounding microphone in my opinion. It just doesn't look as good as a podcasting or live streaming microphone. That's really the biggest knock that I have on it. Other than that, it's a great microphone. Lastly, my favorite is the SE Electronics Dynacaster. I think it basically solves every problem of a dynamic microphone for most live stream, podcast, or anything like that. The 6 switches allow you to dial in the voicing, has the built-in mic preamp, so you don't need as nice of an audio interface or a mic booster or anything like that. Sounds great, it looks great, and it is the microphone that I recommend the most. Again, if you are looking for links or specs for any of these things, we have links down in the description below. If you have any questions or comments, or if you didn't even know about the category of an active dynamic microphone, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.